Harry and Ron were caught flying the car. Snape might have been sacked. Ron assumes that from this moment on, they are expelled. Hey guys! I am Charlotte the Starlet. These are my girls, Angel and Glitter, and this is my little boy, Seth. Today we're going to be reacting to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. Now, since I am a mystery/thriller writer, I don't just react, I review. And the way I do it is simple. If I like something, I add a point, starting from last video's total. And if I don't, I take one off. Right, let's jump in. Oh my god, they're gonna miss the train. That's it, train's gone. No, surely not. As they're still trying to figure out what to do, Ron gets the bright idea to fly his dad's car to Hogwarts. Oh, okay, right. So, Harry and Ron literally just physically crashed into Hogwarts in the Weasley's car, which Mr. Weasley decided to jinx to make it fly. Now Harry and Ron are outside watching the sorting hat ceremony happen in the main hall. Now J.K. Rowling's given us a bit of history for any new readers, or in case the old readers had just forgotten some of the details, which is a good thing to do because people don't always come across a book series in order, you know? Like, they might read the third book first and then the fifth, then the second. It's simply because it's what they came across first or what's available to them. So that gets a point. Oh my days. See, speaking of forgetful readers, I forgot that this year Gilderoy Lockhart is gonna be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. I doubt his lessons are gonna be good. Oh, hold up. As Harry's looking down the teacher's table at the back of the main hall, he notices that there's one chair empty and the only teacher missing is Snape. Like, don't tell me he's doing some shady stuff like in the last book. Wow. Oh my days. In the little summary J.K. Rowling describes Snape in, guess what adjectives she uses? She describes him as cruel, sarcastic, and disliked by everyone. Like, damn, Rowling. Like, all the other teachers got this nicely written description, but for Snape, no. Alright, so now Harry and Ron are trying to guess why Snape's missing, and the more they guess, the more excited they become at the possibility that Snape has just got up and left. I mean, they're probably joking, but Harry thinks that Snape might have been sacked because he missed out on the Defense Against the Dark Arts position yet again. Oh my days. And then Ron suggests that Snape might have been sacked, aka fired, as a teacher because he knows that everyone hates him. Cold. No way. Oh my gosh. Bruh. Right after Ron says, or maybe Snape has been sacked, Harry and Ron hear a quiet, cold voice right behind them. The voice says, or maybe he's waiting to hear why you two didn't turn up on time. They turn round and see Professor Snape himself standing right behind them. Damn, that was some spooky intuition, bruh. How did Snape know they were there? Oh my gosh. Snape leads them through the entrance hall, past the Great Hall, and straight into the dungeons. What could be down there, man? Don't tell me he's gonna lock him up in there or something. Oh wow, Snape's office is down there in the dungeon. Is that why he's so cold? Wow. So, Snape confronts them about not getting on the train, but he assumes that it's because the Hogwarts Express wasn't good enough for the famous Harry Potter and his sidekick Ron Weasley. Sidekick. That's literally what he says. He assumes that they just wanted to enter their second year with a bang. What the heck? Oh, wow. So Harry tries to answer Snape and correct him, but Snape doesn't let him. He cuts him off by saying silence. Like, if you didn't want to hear from him, why do you ask him a question? I can't stand adults or authority figures doing this kind of thing. Like, it's just disrespectful to interrupt someone like that, and it gives the impression that you think your words are worth more than the other person's worth. Like, that's disrespectful to do at any age, even to a child that's like 7 years old, because sometimes kids are right, you know? They might actually have some good to say. Oh my gosh. So Snape asks Ron, what did you do to the car? Like, as in to make it fly. And Ron is bricking it. And that makes Harry wonder whether Snape can actually read minds. Oh my days. Bruh, so that's what happened. Snape didn't read anyone's minds. He simply read that day's news. Snape takes out a copy of the Evening Prophet and shows it to Harry and Ron. And right there on the front page was a massive headline that says, "Flying Ford Anglia mystifies Muggles." People spotted them. Harry and Ron were caught flying the car. Oh snap. Damn. Apparently, up to 7 Muggles saw the car flying. Oh my god. Then Snape just makes this even worse for Ron by pointing out the fact that his dad works in the misuse of Muggle artifacts department of the Ministry of Magic, and it's honestly like he takes pleasure in the thought of Ron's dad having to investigate and prosecute his own son. Like, that's such a low blow. The Weasleys already get enough comments like that as it is. They really don't deserve all of this stigma because they are a large family that is poor. Although it doesn't seem like Snape realizes that it was Mr. Weasley who actually bewitched the car, not Ron. But it wouldn't surprise me if Snape punished Ron for it anyway. It says that Harry felt like he'd just been walloped in the stomach. Like, I bet, bro. I'd probably feel the same way. Oh, what now, Snape? Now he's going on about the potential damage that they did to the Whomping Willow that they crashed into. Yeah, Ron tries to tell him that it was actually the tree that probably did more damage to them, but once again, Snape just silences them. I think he just likes the sound of his own voice. Okay, so Snape's finally done with them, and he leaves them in his office and says he's going to get the teachers that can actually punish them for this. He also makes it clear that if they were in his house, Slytherin, Snape would have had no hesitation expelling them. Like, come on. They couldn't get through the barrier. So, who's it gonna be? Dumbledore? Professor McGonagall? Yep, Professor McGonagall. Oh no. Oh my days. It's so obvious that McGonagall is fuming. She is completely white. Her lips have become very thin from all the tension that's in her face. Then, when she sits down opposite them at Snape's desk, she only asks them one word sentences. So far, all she's said is sit and explain. So they do. Oh no! Bruh! Now Dumbledore's turned up too. Getting lectured by one of them is bad enough, bruh. I didn't think McGonagall and Dumbledore would turn up. I really just thought it would be one or the other. Oh my gosh. Oh no. This is the writer in me acting up. When Dumbledore enters the office, it says that Harry's whole body went numb. Now, that is one of my favorite sentences, honestly. It's one of my go-to sentences in my writing. For what I'm currently writing, I have used that exact sentence to describe how my main character was feeling so many times. It's one of my favorite phrases because it happens to me a lot. Like in scary or stressful situations sometimes, my whole body goes numb from the anxiety and adrenaline alone. But yeah, the other more shallow reason I like this is because now I can kind of say I write like J.K. Rowling. Well, okay, anyway. Dumbledore also sits down at the desk, and then there was a long silence before Dumbledore calmly says, "Please tell me why you did this." See, that is what you do in situations like this with kids. Like, treat them rationally and maturely. And more often than not, it will lead to better outcomes. Dumbledore is really pulling that "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed" card. And it's working. Harry feels terrible because of the disappointment on Dumbledore's face and in his voice. Instead of telling the teachers the truth, Harry kind of just makes up a story because he doesn't want to get Mr. Weasley in trouble for bewitching the car. So he says that they just happened to find a flying car parked outside of King's Cross Station. Even though Harry said that, he knows Dumbledore is gonna see right through it. But despite that, Dumbledore doesn't call them out on it. Ron assumes that from this moment on, they are expelled. And he gets up to go and pack his stuff, but Professor McGonagall stops him because they're not expelling them. Dumbledore's kind of letting them off the hook, but he says although he's not expelling them this time, he will be writing to their families, and if they do anything like this again, then they will be expelled. Oh my gosh, come on. When Dumbledore said that, Snape looked like Christmas had been cancelled. He doesn't just stop there either. He goes on to try and argue with Dumbledore and list reasons why they should be expelled. Like, is it just me or is that kind of just unprofessional? Wow. He really went with the fact that they broke the law as his main point. But Dumbledore just brushes him off and reminds him that it's ultimately Professor McGonagall's choice. Then he invites Snape to go back to the main hall with him for some delicious looking custard tarts. I love how Dumbledore just goes from talking about one very serious subject to talking about something so normal and trivial. So after Dumbledore and Snape leave, Professor McGonagall goes with Ron and Harry. And Harry takes that as an opportunity to talk Professor McGonagall into not taking points from Gryffindor. He argues that since school hadn't technically started when they crashed the car, they shouldn't have to take away any points because they weren't even at school. And it actually worked. Like, I guess Professor McGonagall found that funny because she decides not to take any points from Gryffindor. However, she will be giving both of them a detention. Is detention a step above taking points? Like, in terms of the severity of the punishment, if expelled is the most extreme capital punishment for a student, would taking points away and giving detentions be at the other lower end for less serious offenses? Because I think that's how it went in my school as well. Or if not, it would have been similar. McGonagall doesn't let Harry and Ron go back to the main hall for the feast. However, she does let them kind of have a feast of their own. In her office, she conjures up a plate of sandwiches and 2 goblets full of pumpkin juice. Professor McGonagall tells them to eat in that office and then go straight to their dorms afterwards. Then she goes back to the hall. That's cute, at least. So they do. They eat as many of the sandwiches as they can and then get headed back to the Gryffindor common room. Guess who happens to show up? Hermione. And of course, she has a lot to say to them. She tries to lecture them about what they did and the stuff everyone's been saying about them. Oh my days. So, as soon as the 3 of them enter the Gryffindor common room, Harry and Ron are met by thunderous applause from all the other kids in the common room. They'd all heard what happened and think it's so cool and badass for Harry and Ron to fly to Hogwarts. They're seriously treating Harry and Ron like celebrities. Even people Harry has never spoken to. Okay, so despite such a warm welcome, Harry and Ron decide to get upstairs as quickly as possible. They settle down and go to bed. I'd probably do the same, you know. If I had a day like that, all I would want is the day to end. Anyway, that's where the chapter ends, so this is where I'm gonna end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give the like button and the notification bell a little kiss. And subscribe to become a Starlet. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram and Tumblr. And if you want me to react to something, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye!